if you go to Ohio State and you are defense or offense, or definitely offense, you're gonna get a lot of reps. If you are a one or a two, so basically first string and backups, they get a lot of reps. They interchange a lot. There's a lot of there was more subs coming in for the offense than I seen on defense. So they was getting everybody in. I mean, that transfer portal was not a joke. Ask LSU basketball. It is not a joke. You want to make sure everyone is, especially your first and second stringers, get the opportunity to get real reps. And they did a tremendous job. I don't know if Ryan Day scripted it, especially offensively, but he did a great job of keeping Kyle McCord, reps. It wasn't all C.J. Stroud. It was a lot of Kyle McCord. It was a lot of them, taking reps. I know, obviously, C.J., I'm not trying to say there was a quarterback controversy, but C.J.'s number one. But he did a great job of balancing C.J. Stroud, but also keeping Kyle McCord engaged and not, because there's sometimes, teams, they're so heavy with their first string that, second string guys just feel like, hey, I don't have a chance to show myself or anything like that. And that was not the case. There was a lot of Kyle McCord coming in for CJ, and not just for one or two plays. I'm talking 6, 7 plays. Like getting a full evaluation of him, and just different positions specifically. And that was great to see. I can't speak for defense, but offensively, if you don't have opportunity to play, it's probably on you at Ohio State if you want to enter the transfer portal, because you're getting a lot of reps, especially against the ones on defense. You're getting a lot of reps. One guy that stood out to me was mine. He was trying to take over practice for sure. He did a lot of things. I was very impressed with him. He did really good. He performed a lot better than Travion. They did a great job of putting those in. So there was a lot of that going on too. So, I mean, and then the receivers, they looked really, really good. Now, I didn't see much from the tight ends. There was not one tight end that stood out to me. We need a tight end. I seen Jeremy Ruckert today, but he can't help us. He can't help us. I would love for him to be back, but he's gone. But I got to see him today. He can't help us. I didn't really see anything that was impressive from the tight ends today. There was a lot of wide receivers. We have a lot of guys that can get behind corners. Maybe just our corners, but they were getting behind our corners. And C.J. Stroud was, hitting them in stride. Kyle McCord was hitting a couple in stride. The receivers look really, really good. Marvin Harrison was solid. Who else was solid? Emeka was solid. We got a lot of Jackson. I didn't really see Jackson too much outside. He was, inside a lot. But Jackson is really, really fast. If you see him in person, the man is embarrassing corners. They can't do anything with him, and it's like this man. He loves contact. He's not afraid of it. Even if it's practice, he wants to contact. Even though he didn't do a lot in terms of getting behind the defense, but in terms of the slot, he was a monster. I mean, the man just. When they unleashed that playbook, he's going to be a problem. First-round pick, guaranteed, stamp it, write it down, first-round pick. But offensively, they looked really good, really, really good. Offensive line, nothing really too concerning. I mean, obviously, it's kind of tough to tell when the quarterbacks, wear the black jersey. So it's kind of hard to really evaluate how well the offensive line was doing. Now, when CJ was in the game, he was getting the ball out quick. The defensive line is really good. He was getting the ball out quick. McCord, the ball did go over his head once or twice. Once or twice the ball did go over, so he has to get familiar with the offensive line. Maybe it might have been the ones in terms of offensive line and Kyle McCord, so they just got to get the continuity down. But other than that, Kyle McCord, he looked really solid. If he wanted to transfer, I would not blame him, because he looks like a really solid quarterback. He can throw the deep ball. He's very solid. Last year, I remember doing a spring video last year talking about Jameson Williams and how great, or talk about what he did, and ended up transferring. So maybe because this is spring, obviously after the spring game is pretty much over with. So if guys want to enter transfer portal, they probably will. Hopefully we don't have another Jameson, guy leaving. But McCord looked really solid, and he can come in and start right now for a couple of teams in college football.